Hi, my name is Emma Sandor, and about a month ago I interviewed the beautiful dancer choreographer Alice Topp, who has just retired from dancing with the Australian Ballet after 14 years. She's staying on as a resident choreographer with the company. In this first part of our conversation, we discussed mainly what it's like retiring from dancing. Alice danced for 17 years all up, and it's not something that I think you can ever be fully prepared for, what life outside the company is actually like. And especially not for Alice now, having retired in the time of a global pandemic.
Yeah, it's a bizarre time to be experiencing this. And I've been talking a lot to my colleagues in the Australian Ballet because, because of COVID, everybody's sort of homebound. We're under house arrest here in Melbourne. And it has been 5-6 months now since we've been on stage. So, I think it would have been a different kind of feeling had I finished and then everybody went on tour to Sydney or whatnot, which is what they usually do. And it would be very much me feeling like I've changed and something has changed. And they're going about their normal, which has been my normal for so many years, and it's not anymore. But because we've all kind of come to a halt and we've all stopped at the same time, the wave of emotions I'm experiencing, the relationship to my body, the identity of who I am without dance, and all these kinds of stresses that COVID has placed on us, whether it's financial stresses, just the uncertainty, the insecurity and instability we all have with the arts industry at the moment. And I think we're all experiencing that together. So it's strange because talking to my friends, we performed, the last show was the 14th of March. And, that was my retirement performance, and I didn't know it at the time until a couple of months after that. And for them, they haven't been on stage since. So it's it's a strange thing because I don't have the pressure of having to keep the physical maintenance, and have that motivation and continue that discipline and determination and resilience that they're all exercising on a daily basis, doing class in their kitchens and lounge rooms, and then running and doing their Pilates because, you're used to having 8 hours a day of dancing and physical activity, and then you're only allowed out of the house in Melbourne for 2 hours. At the moment, it was an hour a week ago for 6 weeks. So it's a very strange thing. So I don't have that pressure, which is kind of really great, but it feels like we're all experiencing a similar wave of emotions and loss and grief at the same time. So as much as it's really uncomfortable to sit with that, I think I don't feel alone in that, which is it's terrible in the fact that everybody's experiencing that at the moment. But I think it's sort of made me realise, we're all experiencing this and we all will at some point.
Yeah.
So it's been eased in a way in that I feel like it's a community that is experiencing this at the same time.
Yeah, no, that's very interesting. Have you really stopped? Are you not doing any class?
I haven't done class it would have been June.
Okay.
So it's probably been about 3 months now.
Yeah. And how does your body feel?
It feels surprisingly good. I mean, there's novel little things like the fact that my toenails have never looked so good in their life. You get those thickened toenails or black toenails and then, they drop off and you get other ones and you get all these calluses and blisters and your toes get really tough. And I haven't, experienced that. I've been wearing, Ugg boots all winter and coming into sandal weather, and my feet look relatively normal, which surprises me. Funny little things like I used to have little calluses on my hands, and I thought, oh, that must be from the exercise bike. No, it's from gripping the ballet bar. I really relied on that thing and I never realised. So there's that. My hair is happier that it's not being pulled back in a bun and isn't being lacquered back with hairspray or pins, you know, digging into the skull or getting the stocking cap on for the wig. So yeah, there's interesting things like that. But touch wood, my body feels relatively happy in that, you know, it's hard getting off the treadmill. You've been running at a certain pace and it's a well-oiled machine for quite some time, and you're used to that instrument being at a certain, you know, muscle composition. You're used to it functioning in a certain way, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, this is kind of the new normal, and it's not as sinewy, it's not as strong in that way, but I'm learning. It's still a process, but learning to, you know, appreciate how incredible it has been as an instrument to serve me at such a level for 17 years. And on top of that, you know, the expectation I have of it now is not what it was, but finding sort of a kind of loving relationship in that, which is so different to what you experience in your career, because, you know, you're used to looking at mirrors all day, every day, used to wearing leotards and used to being on stage and sweating and getting out there, and then, you know, you're stuck in isolation due to COVID, wearing your tracky dacks all day with no mirrors. And, you know, it's a really good lesson in self-love.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And it's also really nice to kind of take the pressure off and get to know, you know, and realise that people who haven't experienced what we've experienced for so long, you know, do really have, you know, a sort of comfort and sitting in your own space without the judgment and the self-criticism that we've sort of been conditioned to rehearse over your lifelong career.
Yeah, I was wondering a little because, you know, we're going to talk a little bit about your choreographies.